It's been officially 5 months since I left high school, pursuing towards a university degree. But to be honest, there have been some things which I wish I could have done at high school, I could have achieved at high school to basically prepare me for the real world. And if you're still in high school, then I'm sure these tips that I'm going to tell you in this video are going to help you so much. But before we begin, make sure you comment down below what favorite memory have you had at high school. If you are in high school or you aren't, make sure you comment down below. But anyway, let's get straight into it. And tip number one that I just want to talk about is make sure that you're experimenting with your passion. I, as a content creator, was not always someone who was camera friendly or loved to create content. I found this passion during lockdown in 2020 when I was in high school, when I first started high school. And I was just experimenting with what I had at my disposal. So at lockdown, of course, we were in quarantine. We couldn't do anything, at least not much. But I found a way of occupying myself. And I did that through just grabbing my phone and started recording videos. And that's how slowly I actually got that passion of making videos, and officially I started my first YouTube channel in 2020 called Fun Talkies, if I can remember. Yeah, Fun Talkies. And it was very basic. There was nothing much on it. I just used to do random videos, random vlogs just to entertain myself. But that is something which I recommend to everyone who is in high school, that you have the chance to experiment. You have the chance of finding your passion. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be so huge. You don't even have to make money out of it. Just make sure that you find something that you love and you continue doing that for as long as possible, just to the point where you are actually mastering that skill, and then possibly either teaching it online or in person, or you can eventually start making money out of it. But the main purpose of what I'm trying to say is try to find something that you love. It doesn't have to be even one thing. It could be so many things. It could be 10 things even if you want. If you're someone who likes sports, then play sports. If you're someone who likes to do arts and crafts, do arts and crafts. If you're someone who likes to make videos even, for example, then do that. Make videos, all right? So that's just one thing, one tip that I just want to talk about is experiment with your passion. Because later on in life, when you come to a point where I am right now doing university, your whole week is just going to be occupied with just doing assignments, completing work, even group reports, making sure you attend lectures and tutorials, and submitting assignments on time. That is literally what your life is going to be, because they expect universities expect that you work around 40 hours per week, like a normal job, but in terms of studying. So at times where you feel like you don't want to do anything and you just feel like that I want to have some me time or just even do something fun, then these passions will come so in handy when you come to stages like where I am right now. Which brings me on to tip number two, which complements tip number one, and that is, it is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to not get the best grade. It is okay to mess up an assignment or mess up something really important. It's okay to not even find your passion immediately, because society obviously tells us that making mistakes is wrong. Making mistakes is detrimental to you. It is not good in society. It's a way of leading to failure, which is definitely wrong. It's completely wrong. In fact, mistakes is the opposite. Doing mistakes actually helps you to become more successful, to become a successful person overall. And the way I've seen it is that I wish I could have done more mistakes. I wish I could have experimented with my passion a lot more. Just because that I found one passion does not mean that I might continue it forever. Maybe I might find something else that I'm passionate about. Maybe the passion that I find is not very feasible. It's very time consuming. It requires a lot of effort into it, all those sort of stuff. But from my case scenario, making mistakes is the best way to grow as a person. It's the best way to learn from your experiences. And it's also the best way to even teach other people about different life experiences. Because when I was at high school, I was always, doing my assignments. I was always completing homework. I tried to do as little as possible in terms of mistakes. And I always thought that mistakes were a very bad thing and it just leads to failure. And in society, people mark mistakes as people failing and all that sort of stuff, all that rubbish. It's nothing like that. It's, in terms of my point of view, the total opposite. So make mistakes as much as possible, because this is the time where you can actually make a lot of mistakes. This is the time where you can experiment with what you have with yourself. You can try to change yourself, and it's very, very easy to change yourself in terms of growth, in terms of physically, spiritually, mentally, at this sort of age. Because when you come to university, when you come to a job, you will obviously be occupied in other parts of life, and you won't be able to take care of yourself. You won't be able to change yourself that frequently, or that effortlessly, I should say, because this is the time where you have the most freedom. This is the time where you have less liabilities, and it's the time where, of course, every child is just hoping to do what they want. All right. So my second tip is for you guys is to just make sure that you're doing as many mistakes as possible and learning from them. Main thing is learning from your mistakes, not just doing and forgetting about it. Make sure that you're making mistakes and then you're learning from your mistakes, right? And lastly, tip number 3 is that make sure that you have good companionship. Make sure that you actually make good friends in your high school life. Because no doubt, it doesn't matter whether you don't meet again in university or you do meet again in university. These 4 to 5 years that you spend in high school are so crucial, and they actually develop your character majority of the time compared to, let's say, university. Because my experience right now, I've been at university for 7 weeks and I've only made 2 new friends. That's it. 2 new friends at university. I've been there for 7 weeks. That shows how lonely university is and how isolated a person can feel at university. Compared to high school though, you have, of course, the same classes, the same people in your class. You know them for like even more than 5 years if you come from the same middle school, primary school, whatever. So you obviously take that friendship and you carry it over to high school. Compared to university, of course, I only have a couple of friends from high school who are with me doing the same degree. Aside from that, I've only made 2 new friends. And yeah, that's how isolated university is, and it's honestly very saddening to see that I have to go past that phase of high school. But if you are still in high school, make sure that you make a strong relationship with your friends, good friends, not just bad friends, because of course no one wants bad friends. Good friends who help you out, who show you right directions, who correct your mistakes, and show you what is right and wrong, and help you even in just daily life, right? Because no doubt good friends are just huge assets in life, whether you take that friendship and you go beyond and you carry that friendship over for many, many years, or you don't, it still builds up your character, because you as a person are influenced by the 5 people that you hang out the most. So if you have 5 people in your group that are really, really good in terms of studies, in terms of personality, in terms of social figures, in terms of just being very kind and honest and having a good personality, then you yourself as a person will develop into that same character. From the opposite scale, if you have negative people alongside you who keep telling you about negative stuff, who talk about negative things, and just have a very, very terrible personality, then of course you yourself will be adaptable to what they say, and then your personality would be somewhat of the same. So my last tip for you guys is make good friends, have good companionship, help each other out. And if you find yourself being, at university one day and just feeling isolated because of no one's talking to you, or just people are in their own bubble, then make sure that you keep in touch with these people, because these people are one of the best people that you can, be around, your friends, and they're the ones who initially help you go along and solve these recent problems that you'll be getting during high school, university, even when you go for an internship or a job, even just doing big things. But those are my 3 tips. If I were to go back to high school, I'd do these 3 things again. If you really enjoyed it, then comment down below what is your favorite tip and what a tip you're going to be implementing as soon as you finish this video. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel and watch this video right here, because this video is really, really helpful for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.